evening, good morning, good afternoon, good noon, good night. Hello. Thank you for tuning in wherever you're tuning in from and whenever you're tuning in from. It has been a sec, but I have come to the terms that it's always going to be a sec, just because I am a full-time student, so college kind of takes priority first, but that's okay. It's spring break, and so in between working, in between spring break and stuff, I finally found some time to take and just relax, 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 relax. It's been nice. It's been much needed, but I decided I've been wanting. Okay, so there's backs. If you heard that, that was my cat. She might be making a ruckus because I closed her out of my room because she was messing on things. But if you hear meows or scratches, it's probably her trying to get into the room. So this video has a bit of a backstory. So I watch a lot of ASMR, obviously. And there was one video I watched where it was like crafting your own mind space and stuff like that, and like mind palace and all these things, and it was such a nice like an activity to do with my brain before I fell asleep. And of course I didn't save it or anything like that. I don't know what video it was. I don't know who did it. I've been searching for ones like it. I looked up Mind Palace ASMR. I looked up Choose Your Own Adventure ASMR. I looked up Mind Games ASMR. Could not find one. So I'm doing it myself. So yes, we're going to be making and decorating your Mind Palace today. And if you're wondering, Corinne, the fuck does that mean? I got you, don't worry. Basically, you know, this is not a universal experience, but I'm gonna pretend that it is. Also, I am not in frame, like, at all. I think that's a little bit better. I don't know. I'm on the floor. I'm always on the floor. I think there's only like 3 videos of mine where I'm not on the floor, but the floor has the best aesthetics. Also this, I'm a little scatterbrained tonight. His name is Abraham, and he is a monkey. And this guy right up here, he doesn't have a name, but he's a little foxhead. And these are our buddies who will be joining us tonight. Okay, imagine. It's 3 a.m. in the morning, early 2000s. You're running out of bed to go into the family computer to play Club Penguin, just so that you can decorate your igloo with the free items they give you because you never had membership because you were too poor to get membership. So you're trying to decorate your igloo as best as you can with all the free items that they give you and all the little things. Basically tonight we are building and decorating your igloo, but your mind is your limit. So like, you don't have to pay money for that. You know? Do I make sense? I don't think I do, but you'll get it as we go. And as we do, I have a basket, a mirage of things over here. I have a strawberry. Some of them you've seen before. I think a couple of them are new. Also, I've been trying to do these videos when I get my nails done, and for once I actually have my nails done, and it's this kind of awful green color. Like, it's a greenish yellow. I kind of hate it. I painted them myself, and I hate the color I picked just so much, but we're rolling with it tonight. I have this like pack of nails, but the crinkles are nice. But I have no nail glue to put them on, so it's like they're useless until I get nail glue. Anyways, I also don't like have these written down or anything like that. We're going with the vibes. What does that mean? could not tell you, but I'm just hoping whatever I come up with is good quality shit. Oh, I'm getting sleepy myself. Also appreciate that it's a Taco Bell cup. We got a little purple dinosaur, the Taco Bell logo. We have a sticker that my best friend gave me, and a rainbow, because I'm that gay kid. We have this, which I got from Denver. It took me a second to read. I'm like, what is that? And then we have another little dinosaur and a little heart. And also this used to say Live Moss underneath it, but I covered it up because I didn't like it. I was also going to cover up the Taco Bell logo, but now I think it makes the cup, honestly. So, without further ado, I know I put that igloo in your mind, but think of a little hole, a little cuppy, a little place that you want to be right now. It could be a little cave, it could be a little Minecraft hut, it could be a Club Penguin igloo, it could be a real igloo, it could be a little house, a little cottage, a big mansion. It doesn't have to be little, actually. It could be huge if you wanted it to. The brain exercise will probably be easier if you do little, though. Maybe you could pick a room in the mansion that you're imagining. It could just be a little cube. You know, you can live in a little mouse hole if you wanted to. Well, I guess not live. Your brain palace, your mind palace would be like a little mouse hole, a little igloo, a little hut, a little cave, a big mansion with a little room. It can be whatever you want, whatever you want. You could be in the ocean, in a little ocean bubble, in a little cloud, or a little bubble, or a little hut, or a little igloo, whatever you want, I don't know why the admin houses from Roblox came to my mind. I don't know why I'm in such like an early 2000s mood, but I am, and so we're gonna stick with it. So I guess with that vein, it could be, okay, wait, this is another deep dive of like early 2000s stuff, but are there any Wizard 101 players who are watching this right now? I played Wizard 101 religiously as a child, and my favorite thing to do was to go into like the Ravenwood like common area where all of your like homes and classes were, and like go inside the like big towers that were across from the classroom. So like you had the classroom building and then you had these little towers across from them. There was no use for them, like ever. I don't think I ever found a use for those like towers. There's probably some quest related to them, but also I didn't get very far in that game. I just kept making new characters and replaying Unicorn Way because I didn't have enough money to keep going. But I would like roleplay in those little towers with other people. Actually, usually I would roleplay alone. And I would like do the little bee dance emote in there. Anyways, that's my hut tonight. I think that's gonna be my hut. Specifically, I think the Myth Tower, because that guy was scary, but I loved him so much. And Myth was really cool because you could summon orcs and bats and shit. It's such a different tangent than I was planning today. I feel like I'm gonna have to put like in parentheses, I go on an early 2000s MMO RPG tangent. Would those count as, yeah, those are multiplayer RPGs, right? I think so. I don't know. Anyways, I'm thirsty again. Now, you're in your little hole. I'm imagining my wizard tower. You are imagining whatever you are imagining. Also, I should mention, you should probably close your eyes for this. That probably helps the most. You don't have to if you don't want to, but you probably should. And yeah, you're in your little hole. And I just want you to look around and tell me, what does the wallpaper look like? You can say this out loud. You can say this in your mind. What does the wallpaper look like? Does it have little flowers? Little flowers, little flowers. Is it just one color? Is it multiple colors? Is there a design? Are there little birds? What else would be on a wallpaper? I'm thinking of like stucco with like the little like white stuff, but I've never liked stucco. As you can see, my walls are covered. But that doesn't like, is your walls covered in paintings and stuff like that? I feel like from my wizard tower, there's a lot of paintings, and there is no wallpaper. It's stone, 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 stone. And I want you to tell me, what does the floor look like? Are there rugs? Is it carpeted? Hardwood? Stone? Are there floors? You know, there might not be floors or walls in your little place. This is one of my favorite fidgets, and I had it even before I started this channel, but I literally lost it underneath my bed. And for some reason, even despite the fact that I looked under my bed several times, I did not find it until earlier this year. Well, earlier this month, I think, actually. Like, it's been a bit, but I love this thing so much. So now that you have time to think about the floors and the walls and kind of the shell of your mind palace, maybe it's something you feel comfortable in. Maybe it's something that you've always wanted to be in. You know, it can be whatever you want it to be. And with that, we're going to get into the little knickknacks that are in there. So first things first, I want you to tell me what your desk looks like. You have a little desk in there. And I want you to tell me what it looks like. Is your desk like one of those pillow boards where it's like a pillow design underneath, and then like a board on top, and like one of those little cushy chairs, and it's just in the corner? Like, it's not really a desk, but it's where you would go if you wanted to draw or study for something, you know? Or is it like a grand mahogany desk on several little, like not several little, but like with its legs, I guess, and like several tiers to it? Is your desk in front of a window looking out inside into the world? What does your desk look like? I think for my wizard tower, it's probably one of those like office den desks, but a bit more whimsical. Maybe there's like dragons engraved into it. That'd be cool. Like so many drawers. So many drawers, half of them full of junk that the wizard doesn't even want to look at. I think that's what mine look like. What was yours look like? I'll give you some time to think, and then you can tell me. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Okay, so not only do you have a desk, but I think you would also have some kind of hobby in there. So, if you had an instrument in your room, what is the instrument? Is it a piano? Is it a guitar, a ukulele, a thing of drums? Maybe it's a brass instrument, a string instrument. What instrument do you have in your room? If your hobby is not an instrument, maybe your hobby is working out, like maybe you work out for a hobby. What kind of workout gear do you have in your mind palace? Do you have a treadmill? Do you have a stepping block? Maybe some weights? Maybe a yoga mat? Maybe a bike, like one of those like in-place bike, like a, what is it called? Exercise bike, there we go. Maybe you have a boxing, like a boxing bag. Is that what, it's not called punching bag, there we go. And what kind of like thing do you have there? Maybe your hobby is reading. You know, maybe you have a grand bookcase. You know, what kind of books do you keep on the shelf? What does your bookcase look like? Maybe you have some writing things. What does your writing stuff look like? Any other hobbies? Maybe you're a D&D fiend. What kind of dice do you keep in a drawer? Maybe you're an outdoorsy person. Maybe you have some climbing gear or a mountain bike, or maybe you have like archery stuff. That'd be so cool. Maybe you're a collector. Like what's in your collection? Just think about a hobby that you would pursue in your mind palace. It can be your favorite hobby that you have in real life. It can be a hobby you always wanted to get into. It can be, and it doesn't have to be what I listed either. Like if you have something else, there's so many hobbies out there. So if you have something else, like go for it, put it in there. I just dropped my little bundt cake, but that's okay. And I'll give you some time to think. I think my wizard tower guy, my little wizard dude, would be a gardener. So maybe there's some pots in the corner and some little trees growing out of it and little like garden rakes. And a watering can and seedlings and stuff like that. Welcome back. Well, not welcome back. It's probably literally been a second for you, but so loud, and yet not very loud, but yet still so loud. Anyways, next up, in your room, you probably have some lamps, maybe a fan, maybe a dresser, just these ambient things, and I want to ask you what they look like. So what does your lamp look like? Is it a shaded lamp? Is it one of those like it's not shaded, it's just like boom kind of lamp? Does that make sense? Does it look antique? Is it modern? Is there designs on it? Maybe your lamp isn't a traditional lamp, you know? Maybe you have a lamp that's just like a straight up flower. Like it's just a natural flower, but it's a plant. Or it's a natural flower, but it's a lamp. Or like maybe it's a statue of a horse or something like that. It could be literally whatever you want. Your dresser, is it big? Is it small? Is it just is it disorganized? Is it disorganized? Is it folded? Filled with clothes? Empty? What color is your dresser? You know. I'm curious. Do you have a fan? And if so, what kind? Box fan? You know, one of those like half fan, half like swamp cooler fans where you can put water in them. Is it your basic like circle fan? Is it colorful? Does it actually like emit air, or does it like emit like magic and fairies and dust and whatever you literally want it to be? I'll give you some time to think on those three objects. I'm giving you assignments here. I remember from the Thanksgiving one. I'm so sorry. Wait, I'll use this. Keep thinking. I'm just gonna. I remember from the Thanksgiving ASMR video that this was really good, and I can't remember if that's true. It is true. Have you put some thought into it? I think for my wizard tower, his lamp would be like an old oak branch that's standing up, kind of floating there, and he's like cast prestidigitation or something on it to make it glow. And then he probably doesn't have a fan, but maybe he has a skylight that he carved into his tower that like will let in air sometimes and some days. And then his dresser is probably just like a big old wooden dresser that probably has some robes hanging off of it from days he just kind of like came in and threw it near his dresser and called it good. I love my wizard guy so far. I know this is supposed to be my mind palace, and I understand if you do this too, but I feel like I'm just making a mythical world with a mythical wizard in it who lives in my head. And that's okay if you do that as well. Okay. These are literally just cat balls that I stole from my cat. And there's a reason to that, because you're gonna have a pet in there. So, what is your pet? Do you have a cat? Do you have a dog? A horse? A donkey? A duck? Swan? Iguana? A rat? A tarantula? A snake? A hamster? A ferret? I love ferrets so much. Maybe you have a goldfish. Maybe you have a pet chicken, you know? And it doesn't have to be real either. You can have a little cobalt, or a little dragon, or a little unicorn, or a little griffin, whatever you want it to be. There's some pink in my blue here. What is your little pet? And what is their name? sometimes I realize I'm like really in the sounds and I just look so angry, but that I just have a really bad resting bitch face. Okay. I think my wizard would have a little corgi. No, oh my gosh, he would have a little dachshund with the wizard hat that Mickey has in Fantasia. That's what he would have. And I love him so much. And his name is Mossy the dog. Mossy the dachshund with a little, like, triangle hat, wizard hat. I love him so much. Okay. That was a short one, but I hope you enjoy your little mind palettes with your little pet and everything you've designated for it. And I hope that you can fall asleep in this little mind palace that you've created. This one was a little weird. Like, not weird, but like newer to me. So if you have any suggestions on how I could maybe do this a little bit better, if I did like a part 2 or something, or like if you really liked it or you really didn't like it, let me know. I'm up for any criticisms. Also, if you heard that sound, it was my cat trying to escape back into here. So I hope you have a wonderful